I want to liken this to being at the beach. Again, full disclosure, I suck at drawing. This is pretty stick figure-ish, but good enough, I hope, for you to get it. There's a beach ball that's right at the cusp of the water, and there's the ocean, and anything under the ocean is going to be the equity that you generate over time. So the more you go into the ocean, the more equity is generated over time. So at the very beginning, you're at sea level where the sea and the ground meet. So you're basically at zero equity. And as time goes on and as the beach ball goes further and further into the ocean gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and it creates more equity as it moves closer and closer into the middle of the ocean. Hopefully that makes sense. Now let's roll back to 1970, where the average price of a property was $22,000. Yeah, it cost 22 grand back then to get into a median home. So we'll take that same property today. Fast forward, it's now worth $400,000. So it's appreciated to 400 grand, right? But is it appreciation that did that? Or is it inflation that did that? Or is it the value of the dollar that's less? So it takes more dollars in order to buy the same property. Well, we'll see. Wrap your head around this for just a second. So this asset, we're going to call this a beach ball, a $22,000 asset, but today it's in red. The entire $22,000 is debt. That's why it's red. All debt, no equity. The payments are covered by tenants who service that debt and make you cash flow. It's all income producing debt. Okay? For this example, we're not paying the debt off at all, ever. It's interest only payments covered by the tenant. Stay with me. We fast forward from today, where we still owe $22,000 on the same property, but later it's worth 400 grand. So if we take a look at the depth of the ocean over here, it's now 400,000. So this $22,000 beach ball that you put into debt with zero equity, zero wealth before, full debt, as time passes, we now owe the same $22,000, but inflation has created a new value of $400,000. So the value or depth that you've created again through inflation is now 400 grand, which means if you just have debt today on a cash flowing asset, the more time you wait, the more equity you create. Does that make sense? You still owe the same $22,000, but that is now insignificant compared to the value of the debt, the wealth that you've created harnessing inflation. The more income producing debt that you're into today, the more wealth is created for you tomorrow. This inflation will force equity into the property, whether you like it or not. As the ball makes you money every single month and travels through time, you're creating more and more and more equity or wealth for you and your family. So the question is, how much income producing debt, I mean good debt, the debt that makes you money each and every month, do you want to be in right now to take care of you later? Now, I'm not talking about bad debt. That's not what we want. You know, there's two kinds of debt. There's the good debt that makes you money and the bad debt that sucks you dry, like credit cards, jet skis, big TVs, the shit you buy that doesn't make you any money. That's bad debt. We want good debt, debt on assets, debt that spins off cash flow, that pay for themselves, like multifamilies, hotels, mobile home parks, storage unit facilities, and so much more, which is what I do every single day and my followers buy. You don't need any money or credit to buy things, just knowledge and skill. We use asset-backed lenders, lenders who lend on value, lenders who don't need you to put a big down payment or any down payment at all, as long as you buy them correctly. So again, let's not take $22,000 for today, because that's impossible to buy anything at 22 grand today. We can't go back to 1970. My time machine broke. I don't know about yours, but let's not do 22,000. Let's talk about 2.2 million. Just add a few zeros to this. That's about 20 or 30 units. Not bad. Assets discounted to $2.2 million all in debt is going to be pretty gosh darn easy. But let's not be that aggressive. $2.2 million income producing debt today. I've said this over and over. All right. Again, debt that makes you money each and every month. So as we travel through time, that $2.2 million in good income producing debt that is serviced by your tenants and making you cash flow each and every month is now going to be worth, as time progresses, $40 million. You still have that $2.2 million in debt, but who cares? Even if you didn't pay a penny off over that time period, having tenants service that debt, and even though you still owe $2.2 million, you've created about $40 million in wealth. Well, $37,800,000 to be exact, as you still owe $2.2 million, for those that really need the math to be right. But you've really exploded your wealth by being in good debt, having inflation force you to be wealthy.